今天你们看到了这个比较特别是吧？我到了一个在我们这边的一个比较有名的职业技术学院，然后今天呢，我请来了2位我一直关系挺好的朋友，可能有些朋友去年看过我影片，还看过这位男士，他跳槽了，现在呢，在一个我们这边比较有名的，在珀斯和阿德莱德都有校区的这么一个职业技术学院，我带的这个，因为我今天在他们的这个 carpentry 的一个 workshop 里面，然后这也是他们培训的地方。今天呢，为什么要到这儿来？主要是想让大家真真切切的去感受一下，就是澳大利亚的这个职业学校它到底是怎么回事儿，它能给学生带来什么？它有些跟其他可能海外的职业学校有什么不同的地方？学生到底好不好找工作？所以呢，今天我们就选择这个特别的地方，我们也请来了我2位刚才提到的朋友，我邀请他们进来，然后呢，我会给他们提一些问题，帮你们提问题。如果你们还有更多的问题，你们可以留言在下方。我已经跟他们说了，不要把这个当成一个是招生的广告，这个就是告诉大家为什么职业学校比较适合某一些学生。OK， 我就请出他们，我的2位朋友 Jay。
Hi guys, my name is Yelim. Well, it's pretty straightforward when you want to differentiate vet college and higher education. Higher education, I think you guys are more familiar with it. Each of every country has it. Which you finish your high school, you go to higher education, you get your theory classes, mainly. Theory classes, and theory classes. But here in vet college, we call it vocational education. We go with more real life education. So we teach students how to be in the field after they graded with us. So when they graded with us, they don't just grade it with the theory. They grade it with theory, enough theory, and also bunch of practical courses. These practical courses will give them more experience, will give them more job opportunities in the real life work placement as well.
Pretty much just Yelin told us, people getting the well-trained skills, and the internship would be very important for the students. We call it work-based training. It's part of the course study. So normally in the end, a few months, after they get all the skill sets, they go into real workplaces. For example, the carpentry students, they will go with those large construction companies to go to the construction site to build houses and all sorts of carpentry stuffs. Participating in our car workshop, and we day by day we learn with the cars, and we took them apart and learning the functions and put them back. And in the last 6 months of the study, we will be getting to workshops, doing the real car servicing, maintenance, fixing as well. So after finishing the course, you will get the certificate to prove that you have qualified trading skills to walk into the community.
Well, pretty much followed by the first questions. They have more real-life experiences, which we provided to the student, obviously. And they have more ideas, and they have more knowledge, and they have more connections to the real-life jobs, which, of course, leads to more job opportunities for them.
So what we try to provide is affordable fees to all the students. I would say compared to the uni, we're much cheaper. And because uni have more resources, things that it all comes to the cost in the tuition fees. For us, I would say compared to the uni, well, 1 year uni course fees, students can study a whole course for 3 years here with us, and they can get the hand skills and get into the workforce straight away. Depends on the course. Among the industry, I would say between 8,000 to 10,000 a year. Admission requirements, of course, to study in Australia, you need to meet the English entry requirements. But depends on the course levels. So we have Cert 3, Cert 4 diploma. So normally Cert 3 and Cert 4, you need to have English IELTS 5.0 equivalent, and diploma, you're going to need higher, 5.5. Correct me if I was wrong.
That's correct.
And the school also provides entry tests. So if the student doesn't have the time or didn't got the official English test, they can also do the school placement test to get in.
Okay.
We actually collaborating with quite a few different language schools. So there's a language school in Perth locally that students can also enhance their English skills before they can start this. But coming back to, for example, if it's entry-level Cert 3, I would say it's quite easier for students to start with. It's unlike the university, you have to do lots of critical thinking. For vocational training, it's about competency. So you get the knowledge, it is always 100% or you don't get it. You don't have to do much essay or report, pretty much would be quiz and some short answers, and you have the trainer there to guide you to do your assessment. The most important part would be the practical, that you get the right skills, because after all, we want to train the students to make sure that they are ready to get into the workforce.
哎，今天你们看到的是修车师傅大本。我刚才呢在看这辆车，开玩笑啊，我现在是在这个他们学校的。又可以培训，又可以真正的做汽车 service， 就是护理的这么一个车间，上面有1、2、3、4、5、6、7，我不懂这叫什么升降台，专业术语叫什么我不懂啊，反正就是这个修车必须要用的东西。刚才我还看了他们一节这个培训课，每个学生啊都有一个小箱子，拉着那个小箱子就去上课了。我看到这个学生呢，好像大的也有，刚才我还跟 J 交流了一下，我说哎这哥们儿应该跟我差不多大了吧，也在这儿学，他说。各个年龄阶段有，我也看到很年轻的，可能看起来18、19岁的也有。我还刚才去参观了他们的这个教室，当然教室里面不让我们拍，我们就没有拍。那等会儿呢，我们就在这儿问问 J 他们一些另外的关于 vocational education 的问题。
So all the courses that we're introducing and doing here, it is more down to the earth, I would say, that helping students to get a good job opportunities. So automotive, carpentry, commercial cookery, and the new courses that we're probably going to introduce in later this year, bricklaying and tiling, would be those booming courses in Australia, especially for Western Australia. That's the construction is keep going up. We can look at in the past 2 years during the COVID that we had lots of major construction site being expanding, and there's lots of labor shortage as well because of the COVID. So lots of international students that remained inside Australia, they're trying to find more opportunities to get into the right workforce for them. So I think this would be a good opportunity to get their skills ready and get into the workforce. In terms of how much they would get average salaries, I would assume to start with, for example, I know more about the automotive. So once you've done a Cert 3, you can start to participate in a real workshop, in a garage, we say. That's basic skill under the supervised work, at least 60,000 to 70,000 to start with. And depends on the work you do. That's the Cert 3 will only give you the all the basics. Depends on the directions. When you're fixing cars, you will also have the electronic parts. That you can actually make more money if you've been specialized in the electronic parts. And the more you study, get into the Cert 4 diploma level, that you will get more knowledge into those areas. For the cookery and carpentry will be even bigger, I would say, because Western Australia is about constructions.
That's true.
All
Construction everywhere, because it's a still developing state, we can say.
Yeah.
So more job opportunities, of course, higher payment as well. So to be honest, we really recommend you guys to do some course of like automotive, carpentry, tiling as well, bricklaying, which can give you more handy jobs, which is the best jobs to be done in Australia, Western Australia especially. Yeah, for the ladies, we recommend carpentry actually. Well, I can recommend everything. Ladies can do everything, of course, but carpentry is really being popular to ladies in Australia. A lot of students, lady students, wanted to study carpentry because it's a handy job, but also a little bit on dirt, and also a little bit of creativity is involved. So it's like more of our thing, you know? So maybe I can recommend carpentry course for the ladies.
But don't forget, we also have the early childhood education.
That's true, that's true.
That's the best fit for ladies.
That's right. Preparing for the mom, for being a mom. Childcare course is also a really good course to study in Australia. They have the top quality of education for childcare. Childcare is a really big industry in Australia. So being a part of it, of course, why not?